Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Wim van Kouwenbergen. I am the director of BEMAS, the Belgian Maintenance Association, and I welcome here on quite a special webinar on how to help Ukraine to a more robust infrastructure and industry. And we do this together with the organization APAU. And if everything is okay, we have here the chairman or the director of APAU with us, Mr. Alexander Jurchak. Hello, Alexander. Can you join us for a second?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, we hear you very well. Hello, Alexander. Welcome.
Hello, Wim.
Welcome to this webinar. We're going to talk today, what we can do to help Ukraine in this very difficult period. But maybe, first of all, you can explain a little bit to the people who is Alexander Jurchak. What is your role today and what is your professional background?
Yeah, I'm director of Association of Industrial Automation of Ukraine. I'm as well the head of Ukrainian Cluster Alliance. I also head in Ukraine of Technical Committee Industrial Automation. So we'll talk today also about standard in maintenance, in other fields. I manage association more than 10 years.
Okay, perfect. And we are going to learn more about the organizations and APAU further on in the presentation. So let's say that I will start by giving an introduction on BEMAS because we have quite a lot of persons watching this live or even afterwards in delay from Ukraine. So I'm going to present very quickly BEMAS too. And so Alexander, I will call you back to join us in the webinar in a few moments. So thank you. See you a little bit later. So yes, as a first introduction, as I said, let's talk a little bit about BEMAS and our initiatives. First of all, about BEMAS, for those that don't know our organization. So we are a not-for-profit organization. And as an organization, we do understand that maintenance and asset management do play a key role in achieving a sustainable industrial activity and even a sustainable society. And so because it is that important for the welfare of a community, we want to share knowledge and insights in order to raise the competence level. And that's the mission of our not-for-profit organization. So we are a member organization. We don't have shareholders, and our activities are done by our members for our members. So what we really are is an open network. We want to inspire people. We also do knowledge sharing, which is really organizing trainings in all types of topics, maintenance, asset management, reliability, of course, but also field service, integrity, energy nowadays, very important, of course, building maintenance. And if you're looking for suppliers in these fields, we have also an online suppliers index called maintenance.directory. So www.maintenance.directory, and you will find a lot of suppliers if you are looking for certain typical services in our market. So we do some lobbying, we organize training courses, we give some advice. We are working together with the European Association and with the American Association for Certification. And in fact, we also promote the importance of technical careers. So all is advancing manufacturing competitiveness and also competitiveness and competence in asset management, of course. So we do believe that maintenance and asset management has also a very big impact on sustainability. And so our new baseline is Bridge to Sustainable Asset Performance. So looking at our members, we work with company memberships, and we have about 600 companies that are a member in Belgium. There are some companies also in the surrounding countries, but the majority are based in Belgium, of course, because we are the Belgian Maintenance Society. So we're quite active. We have organized in 2022 quite a lot of training courses to be clear. It's almost more than 70 training courses. Also a lot of webinars and seminars on top of that. And we trained and inspired about 2,100 people during this year. And so that's not including our Asset Performance 4.0 initiative, of course. As BEMAS, we are not alone on the world. We are working together also with a lot of sister organizations throughout Europe. And in fact, we have invited all the sister associations that are a member of the European Federation of National Maintenance Societies. All these organizations have been promoting also this webinar, and I'm happy that we can welcome quite a few of them today also in this webinar. And so within this European Federation, there are a lot of working groups, and very interesting work is being done on, for instance, in the Asset Management Committee, certification, also as a community on Maintenance 4.0, also on health, safety and environment, maintenance assessments, with the EFMS does run also survey, etc. So there is also a training committee, and they're working on a body of knowledge with interesting text that can be, that will be published in books, but also online. So interesting community there also. So with BEMAS, we have taken this initiative called Asset Performance 4.0, where we really are focusing on this big growing world of digital transformation in manufacturing, but also in managing infrastructures too, of course. And you see this is really growing about 40% a year, this market, and it's all related to the Internet of Things, or even better, the industrial Internet of Things. And you really see this booming for the moment. And when you see why are they connecting all these devices into the Internet or the Internet of Things, you see that use case number one is predictive maintenance. And then quality is another one. And then you have also manufacturing process optimization. And so, in fact, these are the three topics that are treated in our Asset Performance 4.0 initiative, which is kind of an online community, but also a conference. And we are sharing knowledge on these topics. And if you look here at the very recent results of a survey, you see that the increase of overall equipment effectiveness, that's quality and operations and speed. You see, this is really the top benchmark or the top KPI for going into digitization in the manufacturing world. So topics on the platform, on the conference, are prescriptive maintenance, of course, smart operations, artificial intelligence. So we go a little deeper in the algorithms. You have the asset data management, of course, asset management 4.0, also not the same anymore. Energy, etc., etc. Connected technician, operator, you name it, and we have presentations on it. And so people that are willing to join the community, it's still possible. We have a library now of more than 200 recordings with all presentations. So if you really want to be up to date with this stuff, you can have a 1-year access. So we do add regularly webinars, and there are some live workshops that will follow up, and you can read all about it at assetperformance.eu. You have also the QR code that you can scan with your mobile device. What is new, maybe for you, is also that we are going to have again a live conference in Antwerp at the same location as we had in 2021. And it will be from October 25th until October 26th. So 2 days, easy to fly in, fly out. And don't hesitate to join us. More about that later on. Okay. So if you want to attend the conference without paying, and that's also possible, but then of course you need to speak. And so we are currently having call for speakers. So we're looking for cases, innovative concepts, people that want to go deeper into explain how things work. So assetperformance.eu, go to the call for speakers and don't hesitate to submit a proposal. So we have been working together with APAU already for a few years, and I'm happy that since the first edition of asset performance, and even when we organized Euro Maintenance 4.0 in Antwerp, APAU was there. And so to thank them for the collaboration, we have invited 10 people from APAU for free to participate in the platform. And so I understand that there are still 3 free access tickets available. So that's for members of Appo, but also non-members that contact Appo can get a free ticket. So don't hesitate to do so. And then there is a running program that for every company that registers a group of 5 employees, we create an additional free ticket for Appo members and relations. So people from Ukraine, don't hesitate to get your free access and contact Appo for this. So I think, Alexander, it's now your turn to explain a little bit more about Appo.
Yeah. Thanks, Wim. Really, we appreciate very much your support. Maybe it was to mention that previous 2 years we were also, thanks to you, participant of a conference performance management. So we really appreciate it. I would like to thank you for this support of this webinar, because it's really very important for us, your support in this critical time for Ukraine. So briefly about our association. So as association, we are rather small. We have a little bit more than 50 members, but we are leader in Ukraine in national movement Industry 4.0, where there are more than 300 members. And our typical role is how to build a strong ecosystem, how to build collective assets, including cluster network, regional training center, supporting of startup university, and also technical committee which deal with standardization and so on. This year, at the beginning of the war, our association we took leadership in cluster community. We organized the Ukrainian Cluster Alliance. In this new community, we are focused on, of course, the needs of cluster member, but also on what we call critical industry. Typically, these are industry which ensure population with. So we're talking about food security, medicine, clothes, and so on, but also about infrastructure, because it's also basic product for population like electricity, heat, water, and so on. So today we have in the Ukrainian Cluster Alliance 48 clusters. This is more than almost 3,000 enterprise. So I represent here also UCA, Ukrainian Cluster Alliance. Let's talk about current situation in infrastructure. So maybe you saw already this picture. It really looks like black, so it's blackout in many regions because of Russian aggressor attacks on our critical infrastructure, and of course it affects many sector of critical infrastructure. So how situation looks like today? So we have more than 50% of energy infrastructure which is damaged today. We have rolling blackouts through all regions. What does it mean? It means that typically I'm sitting today in Kiev. So even in Kiev, we have 3, 4, 5 times per day disruption of electricity. Today I'm luckily I'm in office with electricity. But if we don't have electricity, typically I choose the office of my partner, IT Enterprise, which Alexei will be after me. Typically, we need to use electrical generator, because this is otherwise you cannot work. So for businesses is of course it's very we feel this in business, but if we're talking about school, about hospital, about public administration building and so on, so it's really a very big problem, and we were prevented already about maybe worse consequence. It means also sharp decrease of productivity in most of economic sector, and we have many examples of them. Also, it makes huge challenges with replacement of a commitment, because I will talk later about initiative for European Union, about different partner, but typically it's just impossible to quickly replace, just because it's impossible, because long time of production, majority of manufacturer. And we are today, unfortunately, we are really close to complete blackout. I mean, not just not in terms of absence of electricity, but rather this connection electricity with water and heat. You may have question how we stay resilient till this time. If you're talking about electrical network, then the answer is rather that we have a really very strong. It may be one of the best in Eastern Europe electrical infrastructure, but we should say that it was built during the last 100 years. So, and especially in Soviet time, this network was built to export electricity. So we have we have redundant capacity. That's why till this time, because many enterprises they stopped work during previous period, we could make this maneuverability of and to change, of course, because of mastery and heroism even of staff of energy operator. We could be agile till October, because in October, Russia aggressors, they started to really to target our substation in energy infrastructure. And today we have many declaration of major city, like in Kiev, Mr. Klitschko. This is, it was said a few weeks ago. He prevented habitant of Kiev that we can be left without, not just without electricity, but without water and heat. Yeah, because of course, the pump station, they also have, let's say, power, they consume electricity. So in this situation is, so it depends on temperature. So we are prepared to the worst time, but anyway, this situation it's similar also in other cities of Ukraine. So the risk, potential risk, is really high. How we react, how community, how Ukraine react on this situation, what is our response? In fact, if you are talking about our needs, we categorize, we select two categories of needs. There is one category about urgent needs. It's about a high mid voltage electrical equipment. As typically, this is domain of responsibility of big energy operator, like Ukrenergo we have. So we are talking about high voltage transformer, circuit breaker, and so on in this type of voltage. And when we are talking about support of small medium enterprise, typically we need backup power supply, like electrical generator from let's say 15 to 50 kilowatt is let's say average range. So in this role, for these needs, our association acts rather like communicator, because in our community we don't have manufacturing of this kind of equipment. So we rather communicate these needs to our European partner, like today. We are also matchmaker. We participate in many similar manifestation, action, webinar, and so on. We can match your proposal with needs of, let's say, our member in our community or any clusters. And also we consider different kind of needs. Typically we position them like post-war project. And we are talking about standardization, about education, reskilling, upskilling, also changing approach in maintenance from reactive to preventive, predictive, and so on. And here the role of our association is changing, because we are really in Ukraine like one of key player. And we, as I said at the beginning, we try to build strong ecosystem also for critical infrastructure. Well, there is a lot of information about exact needs. I think this presentation will be available. You can, by this link, you will find much more information about exact, type of equipment, about categories, and this list is really big one. So now I'd like to propose small votes. I don't know. Maybe I will need some help because I'm not. Sophie, can you help me?
Yes, this is the vote that you want to ask. So, okay, we're going to ask for a poll. And I'm starting the poll right now. So people can answer. Maybe you can explain a little bit the question. The poll is started.
Yeah, so the question, because thanks a lot to all attendees who today our webinar. So the question is simple: what kind of aid is more acceptable? Means potentially feasible for you? Is you can answer to urgent needs, for example, delivering or donating electrical equipment for Ukraine, or you are rather closer to our needs in post what I explained it post-war period, like fostering ecosystem element, like about training, reskilling, upskilling, and so on. Or maybe a third option is about you can support SME in critical infrastructure by other means. I don't know, just maybe you have already partnership with our system integrator of end user in critical infrastructure. Or fourth option, you are just not ready now to support. It's also option. It's clear, why not? Yeah, that's why we organize this webinar.
Yes, I see that there are no other answers. So this is the result, Alexander. So maybe you can comment a little bit on that.
Yeah, I think it's good. Maybe if we look at option B, it's a third option. It means that most of you are ready to support Ukrainian small medium enterprise and critical infrastructure by other means. I would appreciate if in comment you can just explain maybe this point, what kind of support you can provide to our SME end user. We really appreciate, because this is also element of our, let's say, a relationship goal of this webinar, to build, to better understand and to build a relationship with different countries. Yeah, thanks, Wim. So I will continue. So this is, let's say, general picture of situation with critical infrastructure, and now I'm switching to maintenance, because we really appreciate help from BEMAS in previous year. Thanks to BEMAS, we became much more, educated, and we really can keep our level of modern trend. We understood previous year what is going on in Western Europe, especially country like Belgium, Netherlands, and similar. And of course, this is this benchmark. This is really great motivation for us to do similar thing in Ukraine. Here you see in the list company which participated in BEMAS conference previous last year, and unfortunately this year we were not so many people. But anyway, this is really important for us to follow your trends, your best practice, experience, and so on. Talking about Ukraine, this is a picture from American agency LNS research. So it's like level of maturity, different asset performance management from 1.0 to 4.0. So in fact, in Ukraine, you see the pictures. Of course, it's not a result of research or studies, rather estimation of our expert. But majority of our integrator and experts, they think that most of the user we are rather at the level 1.0, 2.0. So there is a big question how to go through 3.0 to 4.0. Yeah. And this was estimation of last year, where we said, it's like we try to build our roadmap in Ukraine at national level, and we say that it's not just enough, not just about technology, not just about promotion, not about to leave business alone, but we need something more, maybe more complex, but more actionable, like strategy and proven method at the country level, like available services support, like training, like BEMAS doing every time, and also institutional support from state, because unfortunately in Ukraine, state doesn't pay too much attention to this field. But this year our approach is a bit, we were change it again, because in fact the biggest problem for us is not about performance, but it's about safety. Safety first is clear. That's why today clear priority is about how to improve operational excellence, operational performance, but how to manage spare parts and also delivery of spare parts, how to ensure staff safety and also retention. We started to talk if it's possible to organize emergency support center in utility sector. Yeah, because it's really crucial for us. We saw quite different situation, in different sector of critical infrastructure, quite different. Let's say if you take nuclear station or just wastewater, yeah, it's quite different level of customer maturity. And today we assess, it's of course, it's also expert assessment, but the key challenge is what we see is that unfortunately we have this quite insufficient level of appropriate state policy and necessary measure how to ensure this good level of maintenance. Also in many sectors we have quite low level of culture and awareness most of the price, especially utility, like I say about heat network or water network and so on. Unfortunately, we don't have in Ukraine for this kind of sector, critical infrastructure, some modern service center or training center, expertise center, like we see in Western Europe. And overall, we have big fragmentation between different group of stakeholders, like I mentioned it, quite okay in nuclear, but quite poor in wastewater, or in big private operator and very poor in state enterprise in the municipal sector, so on. As we deal a lot with standardization, so we can say that many of these standards they don't work in Ukraine. They can be let's say accepted in our national standardization body, but in fact they are not used in the field. This is also like testimony of state. Maybe I stop here and I switch to my colleagues Alex Osowski, who represent CSIA, because in this situation I described it, we really need good partner. And in fact, this year we started this partnership with many countries, but the first country who reacted very quickly and very effective way, very productive, it was US. It was Control System Integration Association, which let's say in March they already proposed us really help, and they opened the door of association to our member. They started to help us to go to US market to our system integrator, just because the problem of where to find the order and where to find support, it was really very crucial at the time being, and it stayed till this time. It's really a big problem. Yeah, please, Alex.
Thank you very much, Alexander, and thanks to all of you for joining us today and for giving me the opportunity to share our initiatives between the CSIA and APAO. So a little bit of background on myself. I live in the United States. Originally, I'm from Kiev, Ukraine. I emigrated to the US in the early 1990s. And so most of my education and professional work experience has been here in the States, but I've also worked in Europe and Asia and South America in a consulting and advisory firm on everything ranging from industrial automation and energy efficiency to talent and workforce issues and economics. I deliver a lot of presentations, more than 500 all around the world. And today I have the distinct privilege and honor to act as a representative for the Control System Integrators Association here in the United States and tell you a little bit about the work that we've done with APAO. So I believe I have control now. I'm going to share some slides with you. This all started in June of this year for me when I attended the Association of Control System Integrators conference in Denver, Colorado. And I met there with some representatives of APAO, two gentlemen named Andrei and Anton from a company called Terawatt Group. And I decided that it was a great opportunity for me to act as a bridge between the American industrial sector and those companies in Ukraine. One of the issues that we have in the United States is that we have too much work and not enough people, engineers, installers, and the like, to do all the work. And that's, of course, exactly the opposite of the problem that Ukrainian system integrators have. They have lots of talent, very skilled people, but not any projects to involve in, certainly not for those companies that used to do business with Russia and those that used to serve Ukrainian facilities, particularly in cities like Mariupol and Kharkiv and Odessa. So the CSIA, the Control System Integrator Association, basically decided to unite behind APAO, and they voted in April of this year to award complimentary membership for this year and for 2023 to members of APAO. And the idea behind this membership is that the expertise that Ukrainian engineers bring will help American CSIA members address the talent shortage that they're struggling with right now. We have already had about 9 Ukrainian system integrator companies experience with working with CSIA, and they took advantage of this free membership. But of course, there are many, many more members within APAO that have experience working with many Western companies and delivering projects, not just inside Ukraine, but in continental Europe, certainly in the US as well, and in many parts of the Middle East and other regions around the world. So we think that this is a great example of how local associations, through partnerships with APAO and the individual APAO member companies, can bring opportunities to Ukrainian system integrators. There were 2 programs that were developed really with the idea of kind of bridging this gap and providing opportunities for Ukrainian companies. The first program is called Professionals for Ukraine. And the idea here is it's to provide support to Ukrainian system integrators. There is a great database that exists of system integrators, including all of their abilities and skills and certifications, language capabilities, and everything that would be necessary in order to provide services remotely to companies throughout Europe, as well as in other parts of the world. These services are tailored at not only design and kind of digital services, but also many of the Ukrainian organizations have partnerships and representation outside of Ukraine, so that they can actually see the project from the beginning, the implementation phase, and actually have representatives on site at some locations if necessary to see the design being implemented into actual facilities. This, again, as I mentioned, is part of providing the membership for CSIA members in this year and in 2023 as well. And we're encouraging more Ukrainian companies to take advantage of this opportunity and to really start building those relationships with American industrial engineering and system integration companies to facilitate the rebuilding process that's going to unfold. The second initiative that I wanted to tell you about is called 1H for You. That means 1 hour for Ukraine. And this initiative was created by an Italian company called AutoWare. Their CEO, Luigi Bernardini, is a great friend to the Ukrainian people. He is a member of the Control System Integrator Association, and he wanted to do something more tangible, something more meaningful to help. Particularly with the goal of providing economic support to Ukrainian colleagues with funds generated out of some professional activities. The basic idea behind this program is very simple. Employees will donate 1 hour of their labor, and the company will match the donation to create a fund. So within your organizations, you can also replicate this process. 1 hour of labor donated by your employees is then typically summed in a fund. That fund is matched by the organization, so you get double the impact. And then the proceeds of that work, basically, if you think about it in the most simple terms, if you donate 1 hour of work, how much value is there in that time? So instead of paying the employee, the company will channel those funds into this account that will then be shared with APAO to facilitate the rebuilding process. And this is something that other companies can certainly take part in. You don't have to be Italian or American. You can take advantage of this program no matter where you're based around the world. We are asking that you can promote it on social media and share the logo of the platform, this 1H4U logo, to increase some of the uptake and the traction that the program has seen. Please use hashtag pound 1H4U and pound professionals for Ukraine when you're mentioning this. And you can then go and register the number of hours and the amount collected on this link that I've shared with you. And there will be a page that will update the results as more and more companies take part in this program. So we definitely want to encourage all of you to get involved, to provide some tangible and meaningful support at whatever level you are able to, whether it's small, medium, or large. I think the more companies and the more individuals really come together as a unified force in supporting Ukrainian system integrators initiatives, and certainly all the people, the real life individuals that are currently struggling with all the challenges facing the country right now, the better our outcome will be. So with that, thank you very much for your time. Alexander, I will turn it back over to you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Just a moment. I don't. Yeah. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot to CSIA and all colleagues who participated to help us during this previous very tough period. And thanks to this support, we are not alive. We are capable to support our SME, our community. Even we were able to organize, to unite many clusters in Ukraine to become much stronger in this difficult time. What is really needed to support also Ukrainian economy, what we call economic front. But you can ask, so what? Yeah. So what are our proposal? What are our call to action? So in fact, our proposal, of course, today we are talking about cooperation in 2023. We have 4 category of proposal of initiative. First one, we really need today. We have this webinar some guys from state bodies like Держспецзв'язок. They are number 1 in the Ukrainian between Ukrainian state body in terms of safety and security of critical infrastructure. So I think that these colleagues, I agree that we need much more effort to improve state policy in critical infrastructure. I mean, in terms of standardization, in change of regulation, because what I forgot to say is that many standards of safety, security, because they are not mandatory for end users, they just don't use it. So we need this change in regulation to force to stimulate end user to use this modern standard, because we don't know when the war will be finished. Yeah, that we need improve some regulation, some using of modern standard, modern processes in maintenance in critical infrastructure, and also fostering maintenance team. So we are talking about also emergency support and utility. So all that measure are needed to improve general safety and security level and critical infrastructure. Of course, we are talking also a second category about improving market culture, improving education of end user. And we've got already for this year a proposal from BEMAS. Unfortunately, the war started and we could not participate. But I would say that we should organize more and more promotion about this exchange of best practice experience in maintenance, to transfer this knowledge, expertise to our end user and critical infrastructure. Of course, we're talking about implementation of standard, which mentioned here. I don't stop because I think many of professionals know them. And maybe preparing some network of independent consultant auditor, sorry, the mistake in the word, auditor who can take audit of critical infrastructure enterprise. What is necessary, just to define the maturity level and different kind of maturity, also in some correspondence in to standard, to regulation, so on. Third category is about how to improve, because any infrastructure is based on some, some ecosystem. So when we are talking about ecosystem, which elements are present or absent, we can realize that we lack in Ukraine many modern, or we have no, in fact, no modern center of training, for example, in maintenance, which are available especially for small and medium enterprise, because, well, big operator like Big Tech or some other, of course, they have something. But when we go to municipal sector, to small city, to small town, we cannot find almost no support for this enterprise. Also, third, what I mentioned it already several times, it should be we think about creation of some emergency response center, which can be based on service-based model, like we saw SciTech, for example, in Netherlands, but dedicated more in utility sector. Also, well, the needs, big needs, how to change program and education in colleges, university. The first category, of course, because in Ukraine we also have many developers, many system integrators working in the domain of maintenance, asset management. So we maybe today we work on this direction, how to increase integration into European innovation space, because there is a lot of project in Horizon Europe program, in Digital Europe program, with topic with concern of safety, security, or with topic of digital technology. So please invite Ukrainian developer, Ukrainian system integrator to this call, to this program. It's also, we consider it like mean to support our enterprise. And well, any international aid to our key operator, in transition modern standard. I think this is maybe that's all. And we have as well now the poll. What option do you prefer? If Sophie, you can help me to launch this poll. So it's just a short summary, just 5 options, but which summarize what I just said on previous slide. What kind of this initiative you would choose? Yeah, what kind of initiatives are closer to your business, your capability, or well, your understanding how you can help to Ukraine today? I think you can choose different options. Several, I mean, or just one. I see just one. Okay. So please vote. Your response is really very important for us to understand, area of possible cooperation, especially with European partner, where we can cooperate with you, which kind of options. Yeah, because generally speaking, what we observed this year that almost all countries want to help Ukraine, but the problem is to find right mechanism, find the right options. That's why I appreciate as well what Alex Chosovsky said about also financial mechanism. Yeah, just because that many companies just realize that, why not? We can help. We can use this mechanism. So option A, it's easy. It's quite easy to organize some series, webinar, workshop, how to transfer your best practice, your experience to Ukraine. We can organize from our side the audience, because we have contact to all channels, to all big operator, to many municipal sector. We can organize, but the problem, how to organize this exchange. So your knowledge would be very much appreciated. And number 3, it's about project creation training center. Also very good. We appreciate a lot. So maybe to deploy some option to explain better how it can be done, I invite Alexei Sherbatenko. Yeah, he's sorry, just lost my slide about source information. You can find different source, the more detailed overview of challenges proposal from our association. Also, I invite you to visit marketplace of Ukrainian Innovator Integrator, Land for Developer, where you can find many potential Ukrainian partners between system integrator, between developers, to use this option to go together into the program. Then here, one of the best or the biggest company between developer integrator is number one, also develop a local solution for in asset management, asset performance management is IT Enterprise. So I give floor to Alexey Shabatenko, who is business partner of IT Enterprise.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you very much, Alexander. Thank you for your presentations and call for collaboration for together. For all of us, I will just continue. I will continue. I will now show my presentation quickly, like this. See my screen now.
Yes, correct. We see your screen.
Yeah. So just quick overview about us, about our team, about so I'm presenting IT Enterprise company. Generally speaking, we are 35 years old for now. We have around 870 implemented projects, and we are working not only in Ukraine but running project in 15 countries in the world. Mainly, we are now focusing in MENA region, but we are open for not for, Ukrainian is our main market for now, but we are now focusing also on MENA region and other markets. We are working, it's our Ukrainian clients. Lots of them are in energetic sector, energy sector, and we are doing enterprise asset management solution for this, for predictive maintenance, for Industry 4.0, for all these topics that were already told by Alexander and Alex. So for now, what we see, it's like an examples of our projects with the data, with machines, with equipment, and as for now, we see this like this page like this. So it's our also clients. Unfortunately, lots of our clients are damaged. And speaking about energy sector, as Alexander told, so we are on a very tough situation for now. So it's real energetic sector. One of the stages from our client is from Kherson. It's a gas station. So what we propose for now, we propose to take a collaboration to find partners. We are looking for partners like you guys, like big partners, European one, worldwide companies that can provide services to our enterprise and critical engineering, critical industry companies. Together with us, with our partners, with APAO together. What we propose you to do, to make a partners list, to make a collaboration, and to have all the needs. We will produce like a rapid response center to do it. Like we will have back office, we will have a front office, we will have a web platform on which we will keep all the needs that enterprise and critical industry enterprises have. For now, we have on our working group around 3 big critical industry companies. It will be more, but the more is not. We need to make some portfolio maybe for which with 1 or 2, and to provide collect all the needs from these enterprises. We will provide a platform, we will have a call center, we will on the back office, we will have all the needs, and analytical center, we will do all the stuff. So the main point is to time to collaborate and win with you together, to find projects together, to provide needs and to provide help with technologies to energetic center in Ukraine together. So just a quick. That's all for my presentation. So maybe questions.
Yes, Alexander, maybe you have something, a final thought, final slide. I will make you presenter again.
Yeah, in fact, I summarize what you hear today. So in spite of all situation we have, even today, even with all this effect on critical infrastructure, businesses continue to work. As we say in Ukraine, there is military front, this is frontline, but we are on economic front. So we don't want to be, refugees to stop operation. In opposite, every business in Ukraine is mobilized today. We are well united in different kind of community. So as Association of Industrial Automation, as Ukrainian Cluster Alliance, we unite maybe a small medium enterprise, different kind of sector, especially manufacturing, but also in infrastructure. We have to add our infrastructure because we are depending, of course, of infrastructure. So we do everything we can, but of course we need help. We need aid. So what we propose it for you today, different kind of option where we can cooperate. And we showed the different example of cooperation we have today with CSIA and also with BAMAS, because thanks again, because this is third year we continue our partnership, and unfortunately it changed today more from from performance management to rather to safety management. But I'm sure we have big challenges, but we have also new opportunity, because what is expect Ukraine after the war is big recovery program, and our government they started already to talk about this big project, recovery for Ukraine. So we invite you today build relationship with Ukrainian integrator, like we saw today, IT Enterprise. We have very good company working with critical infrastructure, with critical industry, and you can start build this relationship just now, just this month. Yeah, because we believe that the war will be finished next year. We will win. Yeah, every war today is with Ukraine, and we should win. But we think already about the future project, how we can what we can done with Ukraine. Thanks a lot, Wim. Thanks to our attendees.
Yes, well, I would say also for the people watching, I have not seen any questions, and it's still possible to ask questions. But I would say, so people that have concrete ideas how they can contribute. We have also shared some of the links. So in the beginning, there was a link there to this Google document with the list of components that are urgently needed, but other stuff is also welcome, of course. And if people have ideas on how they can help, they can, I guess they can contact you, Alex. Your email address is on the slide. I will also put it in the chat again, and they can contact you and build from that. If they want help from BMAS, if we can do something, I would say don't hesitate to contact us, and we will put you into contact with APAU or the cluster. So if there are not any other questions, I would say thank you very much to everyone for watching. Thank you very much, Alexander, for explaining the situation and showing that okay, there are opportunities and possibilities today to help, but also for tomorrow build a new Ukraine. And I would say for the people watching, thank you very much for your interest and your attendance. See you maybe, and without any doubt, at the next occasion.
Thanks.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.